Hey guys, can you trust your typical judge, your jury, and your Alice? And today I bring to you the most powerful, the best, the top ABB team for the Love Cup. So, by data, this was by the, I believe it was like week 2's most common team, and I was really scratching my head at how a double counter team could make it, but you know what? Especially with Talonflames and, you know, Charmers, surprisingly, despite that fact, I didn't meet a lot of Charmers with this team. In fact, the lack of Charmers was very interesting in these upper ranks, so I might try to tank my elo so I'm not stuck in bladder hell or something like that, just to put that out there, because everyone up here is like really sweaty. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't see a lot of Charmers, but you know, it's what it is. With that being said, if you're still trying to get to rank 20, or if you want to beat the unholy crap out of your opponent for the sets, this team is for you. This features Talonflame, Medicham XL, and Scrafty. You lose the lead. Normally, you do one of two things. One, you'll break a shield with Talonflame, either by Flame Charge or Brave Bird. Or two, you will break a shield and then, break a shield and then save switch to Medicham, or you just instantly save switch to Medicham. Medicham save switch, you will see me use it in here, and it can possibly come out with some win conditions for you. The reason being is, unless there's a Charmer in the back, you can possibly come out with win condition, and the last two battles here, you'll see me take away with that. Otherwise, Talonflame does beat a lot of leads for the Love Cup, or you're able to keep it in the back, bank a Brave Bird or a Flame Charge, and just absolutely obliterate your opponent to death. So, before we get started, my mental health tip for the day, my therapist mental health tip for the day is going to be, since we have two fighters here, is to exercise or go out for about like 15-30 minutes. We had daylight savings time in the United States of America. If you are not part of two states, guess what happened? Your sleep cycle is really jacked up. So the key to that is to go outside and get as much sun as possible. 15 or 30 minutes of sun walking out, or like just literally go for a short walk and go out in the sun, can help you naturally increase your melatonin for the day, and then also boost your mood, etc. So it's really great for your mental health to go outside for 15-30 minutes and go and take out a walk. I should probably do that more, but I do that anyways by going outside, and I work out every morning, so that kind of has the same effect. But ideally you want to get some sun. That way you get your vitamin K or whatnot. I forgot what vitamins going out to your sun gives you, but it does help you regulate your sleep cycle, because you go out. Usually when the sun hits your face, you wake up right away. Me, I don't really have that around here because the sun doesn't face around me because I'm like where my apartment is. But I naturally wake up at around like 10 to 6. That's my clock. And of course, because of daylight savings, for some of you United States, a lot of us, well, for most of the United States, our clocks really got messed up. But in general, go outside, get 15 to 30 minutes, go walk. Well, a lot of you do that already if you catch Pokemon. Go outside, catch Pokemon, etc. And then get some sun, help regulate your sleep cycle, and go out and get some rest. Really great for your mental health, and really great for your overall mood. And of course, it helps alleviate depression and anxiety. That's always a bonus, right? And without further ado, it's my mental health tip for the day. And also, this is the top/best ABB team, which features Talonflame, Flaming Chicken, and 2 fighters. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, and here are the battles. So this is the most ABB death by ABB team, basically. And as you see, we catch the ABB. We got Ariados and the Talonflame. This is a great lead for us. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna stay. My opponent is staying in for some odd reason. I'm like, why aren't you swapping out? Because this is going to hurt a lot. They didn't catch. At least I didn't see anything. So, this Flame Charge should break a shield, and it does, and I have no idea why you're staying in, because boosted Flame Charges suck so much, and as you see, this Ariados is literally going to die. Burn it down to the ground, make sure it's on fire, and that's what mostly you do when you see spiders. And our opponent still isn't swapping out. I will expend a shield here. We got an extra Incinerate through, and this is a boosted one. Why don't shield this? As you see, cross poison goes through. I'm like, it won't kill. My opponent swaps into a Lolomola, and it actually doesn't register my swap. So, I am mad. I'm really mad at him. I'm like, okay, but you know what? I have Ariados. I still have to deal with Ariados, but I have Scrafty and I have Medicham. That really sucks. So I lost a whole Brave Bird because Niantic system can't find out whether or not it wants to register my switch, which is a great freaking job. Good thing is I won the lead. The bad thing is Ariados is still pretty dang healthy. So, all we're going to do is we're going to shield this Psychic. I probably shouldn't have shielded that. It's perfectly fine, though. I don't want to get hit by Hydro Pump, and my opponent does need to start baiting shields in order to find out some kind of win condition. So all we're going to do is straight Power Punch here. I'm going to hit you with the 1-2, and all we're going to do is just keep punching you down. We're going to do this, the ground and pound. If any of you watch UFC, it's like I'm like my freaking Scrafty is like Habib Nurmagomedov, and we're just like gonna punch the living crap out of this stupid fish. They should get to another move, and as you see, I'm able to farm down. The issue is they still have a whole Ariados, and, well, not a whole Ariados, but Ariados has a move, that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna eat the move though. I want Medicham to come in with the shield. Keep even shield scenarios. This probably won't kill, and it doesn't. I'm able to punch down this Ariados, and in comes an Electrode, and that's GG's. Because if you watched my last video with Talonflame and Electrode Core, all like Medicham and Scrafty beat the unholy crap out of my favorite red or blue ball. Blue if you're shiny. Blue balls, well. I'm just gonna punch it to death. That's all I'm gonna say, but dang, that was funny. Anyways, yes, if you do have blue balls as in shiny Electrode, it's a sweet shiny, and it's definitely worth the beams. My opponent does not beam me here, so I'm extremely disappointed that they did not go for the Hyper Beam. All I'm going to do is swiftly hit this Power Punch, and that's GG's. Well, not GG's, I'm just gonna do 1-2 little punches. You know, you hit them with the 1-2, and then that's GG's. So, first battle done, and that was pretty much RPS. Really sucked that I lost Brave Bird. It didn't really matter, though, in the end, because both my fighters had 2 positive matchups. Fighters, both of the Medicham and Scrafty beat Alomomola and Scrafty. We get a Medicham into our Talonflame. I'm vibing pretty hard right now. I'm like, alright, cool. A winning lead. Why isn't my opponent switching out? Or what are you trying to do? I bait them with Flame Charge because I'm like, okay, they probably think this is a Brave Bird. So I'm going to fire off the Flame Charge, and as you see, we get the shield. And I'm banking that my opponent is probably going to go straight Psychic. Fun fact, if you go Psychic, you can do a ton of damage to where you could possibly punch down, etc. More on that later on that strat. Our opponent sends the Alomomola, and I send in Scrafty. The reason you want to send in Scrafty is because if your opponent does have a Medicham XL on the back, Scrafty dies to it really hard. So what do? We get rid of Scrafty. We're going to save Medicham for the back row. We're just going to straight punch this fist. We're going to beat the unholy crap out of this fish. We're going to pan it out so we can put it, we can put it in egg wash and flour, and then put you in the fryer to make some delicious fish. Yes, I cook. King of Charmanders does in fact cook. I love cooking. I actually love baking more than cooking, fun fact. And again, speaking of drenching in something, I don't want to get drenched, so I shield, and I'm glad I did because that's a hydro pump. Ariados is probably going to come back in, while Medicham's going to come back in. However, this is a boosted Scrafty, so foul play is going to hurt. Our opponent should come in with Medicham, and they're probably not going to shield this foul play, think they can take it, but like I mentioned, this is a boosted foul play. Foul play goes off, it puts this Medicham in the red, and I'm just going to counter down, because I'm like, you know, I think I can counter down, and I do. I'm going to fire off this Power Punch to slow it down a bit, and it happens to be Mad Cargo. That Incinerate won't register if I switch into Medicham, and I do switch into Medicham, and all we're going to do is straight Power Punch. Unfortunately, in this range, an Overheat won't kill a Medicham in the green. So this is great for us, and this is GG's. Power Punch goes through, and then all we're going to do, we're probably going to eat an Overheat. However, like I mentioned, Overheat isn't going to kill. Or my opponent's just going to keep on tapping, regardless if they fired Overheat, it didn't matter. That'd be GG's. I still had Talonflame. I still had Scrafty to punch you down. Well, more like Talonflame to punch you to death, but there was no way they're going to come out of it. We got Legend on Legend action. We got Talonflame into Medicham again. And I'm like, okay, this is why I love Talonflame lead. And they send in Electrode, and I'm like, ooh, are you going to beam me? I'm going to swiftly punch with my Power-Up Punch. I'm going to pup. I'm going to hit the pup. I'm going to get the boost. And then we're going to try to rev up and beat down our opponent. So, as you see here, Power Punches are going to go off. We're going to rev off. And then we're going to punch and beat the unholy crap out of the stupid Electrode. And I will shield because I, in fact, respect the beam. And I have a sense that they're probably going to beam me. It's not the beam. I was swiftly disappointed at why my opponent chose to not fire at Hyper Beam. But I'm going to shield again. Well, I'm not going to shield this one. I'm guessing it's a discharge since they didn't fire Hyper Beam, and they fired the discharge, which is great. I should be able to fire this Power Punch and then beat the unholy crap out of this blue. Well, it's not blue ball, it's red ball. Red ball goes down. They don't shield it. That's perfectly fine. All we're going to do is counter down, and then we take out the Electrode. Now Medicham comes in, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's not a... My brain was like, that's not an XL Medicham. And I kind of like tilted my head a bit. I'm like, what? So that's not... Oh my god, that X... Well, when you don't have a level 50 Medicham, that freaking Psychic... that did a lot of damage. Either way, it didn't really matter. We had alignment, we had a positive matchup. Psychic goes through. I'm going to send in my Talonflame to do some extra damage, and they happen to have a Mad Cargo. Classic case of rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, and scissors, and that's GG's. Peace, deuces, and I will see you on the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. Haha, I got that right for once. You know what I mean? Dragon Ball Super is supposed to come out soon, by the way, so I really can't wait for the next rendition of that anime to come out. I mean, I know they have the manga out already. Oh yeah. For those of you that are anime nerds, the Great Saiyaman movie featuring Gohan. I love Gohan, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, what you want to call it. We're just gonna punch the unholy crap out of this Medicham, and that's GG's. It's coming out I think this month on theaters, so I'm definitely looking to watch it. I can't wait to hear all the weebs in theaters, because when you watch anime movies in theaters, it's like the greatest thing in the freaking world. For the next battle, we got Talonflame on a Druddigon. We lose this lead so freaking hard. So there's one of two ways you could play this. One, you say switch in the Medicham right away. You don't, or you say switch in a Scrafty, either one. Usually, here's what I do if I see this stupid dragon that somehow qualifies for the Love Cup because its dome is red. I'll go for a Brave Bird, and then I'll break a shield, then I swap into Talon, and then I swap into Medicham XL. The reason why you don't want to swap into Scrafty is because they have a Medicham in the back. Guess what happens? You get farmed. It's that simple. At least this way, with shield advantage, you possibly can come out with a win condition. I will not shield this. Dragon Claw does big damage, but that's alright. As you see, I'm going to fire my power punches at the right interval so they don't get any moves through. We're going to hit this power punch. I'm hoping my opponent doesn't shield, and they don't. I want to do as much chip damage as you possibly can on Druddigon, and then they send in an Alomomola. Here's the problem. I'm going to beat the unholy crap out of your stupid fish. I'm going to beat it to death. You beat the fish to death. And we're going to do as much chip damage as we possibly can, and I got to make sure I get to my moves correctly, or I make sure I don't get any extra waterfalls. We'll go for the Psychic. Hopefully I grab a shield. If I do, that's great, because it sets up Scrafty in the back. My opponent's gonna have to go for a Hydro Pump, so as you see here, I'm gonna shield immediately. Even if it's a Psychic, it's a Hydro Pump, I don't want to eat it. Especially if it's a Hydro Pump, and it happens to be a Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump does not go through. We're just gonna beat the unholy crap out of this fish. As you see, I'm timing everything on the right interval. Usually what I do is I will visually see what the heck they're doing, or as you see here, visually look at the waterfall animation and time my attacks that way. I get a bazillion energy on my Scrafty. You have no shields. And they have a Medicham in the back. But guess what? You know what? This is a revved up Scrafty. And revved up foul play hurts a lot. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to foul play. And as you see here, that doesn't hurt as much as I thought. And I was really disappointed because I was really hoping I'd put you in yellow. But it didn't. But that's okay. So we're going to straight foul play to death. And then I still have that Talonflame in the back. So I send in Talonflame and attempt to catch a move. And I do. On the right interval, on the right timing. Hopefully this is a Psychic. If not, Power Up Punch. It's perfectly fine. We catch the Power Up Punch. I want my shield. And Incinerate goes through. And this Druddigon goes to town. With a shield, I'm hoping that we could just punch you to death. Please do not boost. If you boost, I'm going to be so pissed. Night Slash goes through. That's perfectly fine. And then they boost. But as you see here, because counter is a 2-turn move. And Dragon Tail is a 3-turn move, I come out and barely come out with a W. That's what you get for trying to boost, you stupid dragon. Seriously, how is this thing allowed in the freaking Love Cup? When your head, I know I got a haircut, so it's funny, but when your head's red, does that, you know what? There's a lot of red Pokemon with heads that are red and should qualify for this cup. Why don't you get them called? Freaking, yeah. Anyways, we win the lead. As you see, here's our opponent. We lose the lead, so we switch into Medicham XL. And remember earlier I was talking about how if you get a Psychic through shield, you can possibly take back switch. Here you go. Psychic puts this Talonflame into yellow. All I'm going to do is win back switch. We lost the lead hard as heck against Electrode, but that's perfectly fine. All we're going to do is beat the unholy crap out of this stupid bird. And then we're going to Power Punch to victory. So we know we got an Electrode. We got a Talonflame. What do you have in the back? So I'm hoping by winning back switch, I could possibly come out with a win condition. As you see, all I'm doing is revving up, beating the holy crap of this bird, and I will shield everything. Want to shield everything. That counter that goes through should KO this Talonflame, so they won't be able to get any extra moves through. As you see, the counter does go through, and then we have a Talonflame, and we have a Scrafty still. We have this energy, and because we're revved up so much, hopefully I can bank a shield. If not, this will do pretty good damage, and then we do grab the final shield, which is great. Power Up Punch is absolutely chunking this Electrode. And now we're in a pretty good position here, because all we have to do is send in Scrafty, and Scrafty's just got to punch, 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 punch. As you see, I send in Scrafty, and the opponent may switch, so I'm trying to watch out. If they don't have Hyper Beam, my opponent is in a lot of trouble, because Discharge won't do a ton of damage. Discharge goes through, it puts me in yellow, but like I mentioned, it doesn't put me a ton of damage, and there is a Scrafty. So this is advanced win conditions. That video is coming up pretty soon, by the way. As you see here, with advanced win conditions, I send in Talonflame, but I'm going to fire Flame Charge. You're asking why, King of Charmanders? Why don't you just go for the Brave Bird? Because I don't want Electrode to farm me down. Scrafty's gonna get to a move. I don't want their Electrode to farm me down, so I'm gonna fire the Flame Charge, and then I should be able to get to 2 Flame Charges. If I fire the Brave Bird, what happens here is that my opponent is going to be able to farm down my Talonflame, and then they will win CMP against my Scrafty. Discharge probably won't kill at that range, but better than not give your opponent a win condition. Especially don't royally script your win conditions. And that's GG's. 2 Flame Charges go through. That's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. This is the most powerful ABB team in the Love Cup, and it's still really freaking good after a month. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As you see, Talonflame with double fire is still really freaking good. And unless some stupid Pokemon like Druddigon gets another red head and is available for the Love Cup and somehow does really good, well, yeah, that dragon does really good. And I love how you try to boost, good sir, but I beat the unholy crap out of you anyways. I love that battle. Anyways, would you guys do me a huge favor? Please like and subscribe. It helps out for the algorithm. If you like to comment too, that's a bonus. But you can easily subscribe. You see a little box on my right? Put your mouse over it, bam, you easily subscribe from over there. I know this features Medicham XL, and again, this should still, and if in the future Love Cup, unless the newer Pokemon, which isn't really like going to affect much, as far as I see in the foreseeable future, next year's Love Cup should be relatively the same. Keyword is should relatively be the same, but you know what, Druddigon came out and kind of ruined that whole thing mid-game, but you know what? As you see here, we did kill a stupid dragon like that in one of our battles. So again, please do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate y'all. Really love my current subscribers, really love my community, really appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys catch me on Twitch. Again, I stream on Mondays, Tuesday, again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Mondays. I got my own stream schedules. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday sometimes. It just really depends on the day and depending on like if I have a lot of work to do or whatnot. But again, I'm consistently streaming, trying to keep on schedule, and I really do appreciate some of you that drop by. And without further ado, good luck on your Go Battle League sets. Make sure y'all do your Love Cup sets. Run through them really quickly because you do get increased Stardust for these. Again, good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.